Because I'm not still like going to
So I'd like to interview you in your office.
Okay, no problem.
No, because you might necessarily be the office. Okay. I just stand inside the machine and see why we talk to you. You are referred to as small or medium scale enterprise industry. As small or medium scale industrialist. What are the constraints encountered?
My dear, there is a lot to that, in the sense that, you see, we have problems on staff. And they won't tell you when they are leaving. They will just like that. Any day you see them at work, take them. If you don't see them, nothing you can do. Stay down and do your work yourself. And it's not been easy somehow these days. We all know that.
What specific areas do you want the present administration to come in as a source of aid for an industrialist? Okay.
Number one, you know, we have problems in materials, getting materials. And let me see. Financially, there's a problem. Financially, there's a problem. Because what you buy today at this amount, tomorrow next, you get it the same amount. And to be in this type of business, you need lots and lots of help about cash. I mean, with your bank, if bank can help us through this administration, I think all the industrialists will love it. And again, with the percentage.
So, what do you think is the future of SME in Lagos State?
My dear, if what I've said is done, we will have lesser problem. But at the moment, there's a lot of problems. That's the way I look at it. Because the interest the bank is charging is exorbitant, and no one can cope with it. How will you survive?
Okay. Meanwhile, how did you become a participant how did you become an industrialist for you to be referred to as an enterprise?
Well, let me say, from my youth, I love to be independent. From my youth, I love to be independent because I'm a banker, retired banker, and since then I've been in the bank. My mind had been on, let me start something on my own, which I've started gradually on my own without any help. And thank God today I can stand on my own. You're welcome. Please don't show this, please. Because these are files. I don't know how we can place this. Or do we bring this out?
No, okay. Good afternoon. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
We know Lagos State runs manages this property.
Yes.
As a tenant in court and as an SME participant, what have you gained from the present administration?
The present administration has been keenly interested, and they have been making very good efforts at encouraging we in the small-scale enterprises. In particular, this estate, they have brought in a lot of ideas by the visits of the Deputy Governor and the Commissioner for Trade, Industries and Cooperatives, and they have by that focused the attention of people who didn't know this place before to us here, and we have started to see changes by patronage from people. My own company here is involved in the refurbishing and maintenance of industrial machines and making spare parts for the occupants of the estate and from people from outside, so that we are getting happy, because for some time before this time we've remained idle, and they have brought in new life to the estate.
Having gained this thing, having seen changes from the present administration, so what do you expect them to do? What more do you want them to do for you? For SME in general?
Well, for me here, for us here, they've established an office for financing small scale, and I overheard the commissioner when he visited here asking this body what they have done to make feasibility studies and make and improve on the performances of the estate, that he intended to see us. We wish to have seen people making production with machines rolling. Now, that has made the people to start functioning. But I would like the Lagos State government to borrow a leaf from Secretary of Green. What he did to promote the welfare, at least to promote the living standard of the people, was that among the populace, particularly the civil servants, they made a scheme whereby they borrowed certain amount of money. They asked those who came from villages from around the capital to come and take a loan and go back to their land, to their villages, acquire at least 5 to 10 acres of land. On half of the plot they should plant food crops. On the other half they should plant either cocoa or certain commercial product, so that, and when they have done that, they will go and inspect, give them loan. Those who after office hours started playing Ludo games and so on had to go rush and supervise what they have done. At the weekends They go to their farm, they will harvest, they will maintain the farm, and in the end, within a short time, after about a year and a half upwards, people started to bring in vegetables, food like poultry and so on. Whatever they established, they were bringing products. It became common. Mr. A will bring, B will bring, C will bring, and so on. So that drastically reduced the prices of those articles. One, the people were making some money, and when they had to start paying, they were able to pay from what they have realized. Those who are not civil servants went back to their places. It decongested the capital city, and not only that, they were able to live. If you see them at that time, that was what the man did to maintain the populace, although they were small compared with Nigeria. If Nigeria as a whole cannot do it, Lagos, I advise Lagos state government to do it. There is a lot of, we have a lot of land on Kurudu up to Ekpe, Omu, and on Badagry side, we have a lot. You can see those people who planted lettuce and so on the road, tomatoes. So that will reduce the dependence on those items that come from the north only, which they are planted with fertilizer. Here we don't need fertilizer at all. If they do that, that will promote food and agro-allied industries. Most of those people producing certain things like yogurt and so on, they have to buy at exorbitant rates, and perhaps not things that are produced here. That will make, if for instance cassava is planted, they can get starch, they can get so many things and so on. Before they know, within the duration of this administration, I can assure you there will be changes noticeable. This scheme is not new, though the federal government has started such a thing on Lagos state land at Itoki. But I think it has died down now. If it is done on state level, it will help. They get industrial products from the state, and the processing. We have a lot of people in processing now, but the raw material is not coming from the state. That will bridge that gap.
Thank you, sir.
We're yet to start production. Right? The product is yet to be registered now that we're expecting them tomorrow for an inspection. Right? This is just a test run of machines that is working perfectly. As you can see, nothing is just to get to this ready. Not on camera.
That's why we are here.
Not on camera.
ready. Can you always look at the camera? Look at the camera. Why? As a tenant of Lagos State Government, in this industrial estate, what are your expectations of the present administration of Ashwazi Bola Tinubu?
Well, really, we'd like to first of all thank the governor because for the first time, ever since the new administration has come in, they have really made since the inception of this new administration, the government has made effort to recognize the efforts of small-scale businessmen. For example, during the African Industrialization Day, some investors, small-scale investors, were honored, recognizing their efforts in terms of employment and also turning out products, in terms of the nation. So first of all, we'd like to thank the government. And then as far as the estate itself is concerned, there are things that could be better. For example, we need like lights in the estate. And if the government is in a position maybe to put up a gigantic generator for us, which will be maintained by us, all the occupants contributing, instead of each unit having its own power source, I think that will go in a long way in terms of maintenance, and also will be able to produce efficiently. That's
You mentioned that government should come in terms of electricity supply. Apart from this, with an hindrance. Apart from this, what other hindrances, what constraints do you encounter?
Well, the problem of small-scale industrialists is always finance. You're so busy trying to produce that, the banks, they're not forthcoming in terms of finance. You ask them for loan, they're asking for your arm and a leg, so if the government, through the Ministry of Finance, they have a finance company, if they're able to finance them, give them enough money so that they can encourage small scalers, so that they not only will they go into business, but they can also expand in terms of their output. And what that does is that it generates more employment for people, so we're taking more people off the streets.
Please now, let's finish. Sí. Wait. It's okay. It's finished, guys. Come on,
Okay, easy, just easy, no panic, just hold it as if you are talking.
On the inside.
Thank you.
Being done for domestic consumption, for friends, for relations, and we saw that so many people liked it. So we decided that okay, why don't us go commercial? Now why don't us go commercial? So we started commercial. Right. So this product was being done for domestic consumption, for friends and relations. So we decided to try it on commercial basis. Being in Lagos, we saw that the only yogurt in Lagos was Fan. So, and we saw a niche, and we also discovered that most people shy away from farm. I for one, because of the sugar content, and we saw it necessary to give to other people like us who will not like sugar. So we tested it among friends, made it for friends, and they like it, and we started doing it in small quantity and selling to friends, and they were buying it, and then we said, why not? And that is the story of Merit today.
With the clamor for foreign investors by the federal government, and most state governments are adopting this initiative for foreign investors to come in. As an industrialist, you are referred to as small
scale industrialist.
How do you think this will help the economy and SME?
My opinion about government clamoring for foreign investment is not too proactive, because government in itself should first put on infrastructures. If government put enough infrastructures, I bet government that even Nigerians can do enough to employ our population while clamoring for foreign investors. You'll be surprised that most of these so-called foreign investors, when they come here, they take the money from the same economy we're talking about. They go to the same bank and take money and invest here. And because the banks, of course, have confidence in them, they give them more money than the local people. But if the same environment is provided for the indigenous people, I believe that they can also do something good. Like for close to a year, we've been running a generator. So I don't know if it's not that God in His mercy has given us the will to afford generator. Maybe we'll have packed up, because NEPA is never there. And the water, of course, we know the water board has not run for Lagos for weeks. So we are lucky that we have a borehole, and we give water to almost the whole of people in Sabo here, who comes to take water from our borehole. So these are the things that when you talk, no foreign investor would like to invest in such environment where there is nothing for them to rely on. Everything they have to provide. I don't think any foreign investor will want to do that.
And so, having talked about the water, electricity problem, how do you want government to come in to help the SME so that we continue to thrive?
Yes. Like in the issue of electricity, I don't see any reason why government cannot give priority to small-scale industrialists to put up, in a small estate like this, government can put a generator, and even if they are going to charge the users, that will go a long way to ameliorate the situation, because at least for somebody that cannot afford a generator, can afford to pay maybe 1,000 at the end of the month for the upkeep of such generator. And for the gas project that government is doing currently, they are not talking about the small-scale industrialists. So the gas just passes by the small-scale industrialists without anybody considering the use that can come to small-scale industrialists. And government again can, make the water works, to at least for people that uses water-based industries to, to have something, have water at least, That is my opinion.
So what, as an industrialist, what is the future of SME? How do you see SME for the next 10, 20 years?
It's going to be great, because the individual effort is moving it ahead. The individual effort is moving it ahead. Because first, you must provide employment for yourself, feed your family. And most times when you think of the people you employ, it just keeps you going. Even if you are not making money, extra money to buy land, to buy anything, you want to keep people employed. That is our own situation. When we look at our workers, we always say, look, we have to keep this thing going. So, and I believe that the future is very bright because individual efforts, for one reason or the other, some are making money, some are making marginal money, but people want to succeed. That is the situation. Our generation want to succeed.
The present administration is on second term.
Yes.
Now, what have you benefited as an industrialist from the administration of Industrialization?
Yeah, thank God. As Tinubu hasn't done badly, but you know, there's he has his limits. At least when we talk to them in the Ministry of Industries, they are always willing to assist us. You know, we have problem with space. We're discussing with them, and they are willing to assist us. The fact that they are willing is even enough. It gives us courage. You know, even if it is not yet done. And as well, recently the Lagos State government gave us an award of excellence. That means we are being appreciated. That also is injuring us. You know, you can see the plaque, you know, given to us by the Lagos State government. So, you know, I think he wants to do something, but of course, yeah, there's limitations. There's limitations. The state has limitations.
You don't produce this cover of that plastic?
No, but
you cannot do it. You can't. But you don't want to go into that.
Are you leaving it? Are you taking the picture? Okay.
It's the milling machine.
This one mills.
So it's another bigger milling machine.
Two mills. Two milling machines. Let's take it to
When you have poured the flour inside with all the ingredients, this mix it before you go to the molder.
once the flour is left, it goes to that milling machine for milling. Then from milling it goes to the
machine.
Go there now. Take her chair.
No, I don't understand. What's this is very machine that products, live products. Supply Queen's College, we supply Eco Hotel, all those big institutions, we supply them. Even the Unilab, we supply them.
Yeah, good.
Hello, testing. Daddy Toyosi. Picky.
Yeah, Joe. And you didn't roll.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, madam.
Can you highlight on what the government of Ashwaji Tinubu has done for you as an SME in Lagos State?
Governor Tinubu has really come out on the way of helping the people of Lagos State.
small scale industry.
Small scale industry. Really, he's the governor personally I have interest on. The industries have been hammering to make sure they get some help from him, which have been trying to see he comes in to do something. So personally, he's a man of the people.
What specific areas exactly do you want the government, the administration to do something for SME in Lagos State?
Really, as a matter of fact, being a government in question now, it's better. I mean, what we want is for them to give us an enabling environment. What are these enabling environments? The enabling environment entails us having a steady NEPA light or electricity, and making sure that the raw material which we use in producing whatever we produce in this industry is found easily and in a cheaper price. And make sure that there's water, pipe-borne water that we can be using in the production. In fact, all the enabling environment, conducive environments to enable the industry move ahead. I think that is enough if they can do that. Coupled with if they can open up a sort of a small-scale industry loans, which the companies can go there and obtain when they are in difficulties. They can go there and obtain a small-scale loan to enable them go ahead. In fact, we will be very happy if that is done.
So you know more about the last one. Oh yeah.
That is keep time.
Okay.
Over here. Sediment. The last one is ionized. Yeah, this our lab.
You are welcome.
As an SME in Lagos State, what are the constraints encountered?
There are many. We talk of staff-related matters. Staffs, most of them are good. Most of them are unreliable. If we employ them, give them all benefits, it doesn't stop them from going away. And when they are going away, they will not give you any notice. While some of them are nice, reliable, and anything good, you can talk of any good stuff. That is number one. Number two, raw materials. Raw materials in this type of product. Before this time, we had a problem with adulterated products, and it's very difficult to differentiate. They look alike. Even if you do physical tests, you cannot know until when you start to do something. If you are doing production, then you will see that the raw materials have been tampered with. And in that sense, you cannot return it. It means you have wasted the money, wasted time, wasted everything. But now, we thank God that we are privileged to deal directly with the importers. And that means that the raw materials we are buying are from a good source. And since then, we don't have any problem. On rent, we thank Lagos State government for building this type of industrial unit to enable people who have mind of establishing industries to achieve their aims. In fact, by the time I was resigning, I had the mind of establishing industry. The problem now is where will I take off? As at then, there is a law that you should not use residential building for industrial purposes. The law is still in existence unless if they want to give you concession. Concession in the sense that the product you are making is not will not pollute the air and will be environmental friendly. So with this now, when they allocated this place to me, I was so happy that I will achieve what I've been nursing all these years. With Lagos State government, we as a corporate body, we don't want to be a perpetual tenant throughout our life. So we now appeal to Lagos State government. For any company who wants to develop, they should give them industrial plot at a very reasonable charges. We have applied for industrial plot, for example, in 1999. Till date, they are still processing it. These are the types of problems we are facing.
What contribution has the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, what have they done? What has it done to help the SME in Lagos State?
Yes, without much exaggeration, we should thank Governor Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his dynamism. He's trying his best, but nobody can accomplish everything. But we still want him to try more. For example, the deputy governor comes here this year, and if you have the privilege of meeting him, at least you will know that the man has wisdom. He knows what he's doing. His commissioner, the Honorable Commissioner, Prince Lanre Balogun, has been here, and we were happy, because if you are doing something and you see governor, commissioner or deputy governor who comes to your place, at least it's an encouragement. So we thank them for that, and we are taking this opportunity to pass this message down to them. If they can assist us for industrial plot at a very reasonable charges, it will boost their own ego too, and whatever you do in your own tenure will go down on history. During my tenure, I assist the small scale industry to have their industrial plot, so that we will move away and leave this place for the incoming industrialists.
Okay. For upcoming industrialists, like people we intend to establish, what would you advise?
One, they must be courageous, because industry is different from rendering services. Industry is a challenging job. If you don't have courage, and you are not closer to your God, and you are not even upright yourself, I'm sorry, you cannot achieve anything. Besides, there are a lot of things that will happen, and you will never envisage that in another 50 years this thing can happen to me, but it will happen. Apart from that, there is no standard regulation in this our Nigeria up till today informing people that if you want to establish industry, you must have this, you must have this, you must have that. No. Unlike when you are in Europe or in Asia, you want to establish any industry, you go to information bureau. This is my intention, this is what I want to do. They will give you the booklet. First, you must be a limited liability company, which means you have to go to CAC, Corporate Affairs Commission. Fortunately, they have offices in all state capitals. You don't have to go to Abuja again. If you go to Elephant House, they allow Ikeja there. They will register you. So with that, no problem. If you do that, then you have to know what are the type of products I want to do. You have to know whether the product is excisable or not. If it is excisable, it means you have to go to Excise Department of Nigerian Customs Service. They will give you form, you will fill. And after completing the form, there are something we call factory plan, premises plan, site plan. You have to employ the service of an architect to do that for you, because you can't do it. So machinery layout plan, they have to do everything. If you do that, you submit it, then they will come for inspection. After inspection, they will allow you to construct your factory. You state what is in every room, and you must have conveniences for male and female. They must not use the same toilet. So all those type of things consumes money. If you do that, now you have to move a little bit forward. You go to NAFDAC. You go to NAFDAC. I thank God that the DG, Dr. Mrs. Akwili, is the head. She's an energetic woman, so intelligent, and she's upright. And she's blessed with able staff, both the directors and others. What they are doing is to ensure that your products is good for human consumption. It cannot kill, it cannot destroy. But for the small scale or medium scale, I will not advise them to run away, because it's not an easy task. Success cannot be achieved just like that. You have to work, and in working harder, if there is any one or two things that have not been done, they issue compliance letter. So they are very friendly people, unless if you are doing fake or injurious something, then you will see the other side.